cosmetics from Speed. That concerned me. We get into the game. He's silver tier. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, he's playing against a Grandmaster Ember Spirit. This is a guy who's played like 500 Ember Spirit games. We'll see. I'm not hopeful. I mean, it's Speed. The guy's ranked 9. He's a god. He's much better than I am. But I think there's a lot of huffing on copium going on with Pudge in these other roles. I think NA is wrong about mid Pudge. I think they are. I think this is a carry hero. The win rate on carry is significantly higher on the other roles. But I'm open to being proven wrong about this because this is my absolute favorite hero. And basically the reason that I play Dota. I love this hero. So I really hope Speed proves me wrong here. But the last time I saw a silver tier Pudge versus an Ember, there was a beyond godlike Ember against them at 13 minutes. So, and that was in an official match. That was an Arkosh match, by the way. That was just to be clear about that reference. We will see here.
Well, you finally get to cast a Pudge game, so I mean it's going to be exciting. Hopefully it's a good one, but we do have another pause here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh no, not Rajix again. No, please. Little Nick, he just knew. He's like, oh, Rajix.
Like, we gotta help our bro out here. Yeah. All right. So we do have something a little bit different. We are seeing the Abaddon being placed in the 3 role instead of the support. They're having Rajix play it this time around. How do you feel about that one?
Abaddon 3. Well, it's playing to PA, so it's you're gonna get a lot of PA plus CM. You're gonna get a lot of stick charges in that lane, and you can take off the frostbite as well. So yeah, I do feel like that's a pretty nice lane for Abaddon.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure being placed on Jubei then, though, to do a lot of this initiation. Other than like eventually Scourge will be running in with his face because it is a bristleback, but it's definitely not the easiest way to get into some of these fights.
No, but he, put in a lot of work. Shaggy takes a bunch of tower shots. That is not a good trade. If Speed gets level 2, well, he went Flesh Heap, so should be fine. Yeah, I actually really like Speed going Flesh Heap first against Ember. I think that's absolutely the play. I can't believe I'm saying that. Not a spell you would go for first in any game up until a couple of patches ago, but actually good against the Ember Shield.
We're seeing things a little bit different here. But like we said, this top lane should have a decent amount of harass just with the dagger, with the Crystal Maiden. That's something that we're seeing happen a lot more recently with the supports. They either have to have some sort of a heal or they have to have very good harassment. And, there was a dagger, turns back around, puts a little more harassment with Rajix, but does have to be a bit careful. They have a decent amount of harassment they can toss right back again.
Yeah, they tried to go for this level 2 timing where you just kill the enemies because you've one more spell than they do. But yeah, Abaddon very strong against this lane. Even in a core position, like saving the squishy support is super value.
Then over in the bottom lane, it is the melee boys too coming out here with Scourge and Jubei. Curious to see, like, Giant and Lil Nick had a very, very good game last time around. Curious to see if they'll be able to replicate that success.
This is a weird game in the side lanes. It's like every lane just has sticks, and then every lane has heroes that are spamming spells.
Oh, Shaggy. This is gonna be first blood here.
Okay, Speed is a god. Level 1 Flesh Heap, that's the play.
It works.
Dude, he has a Ring of Health too. Like, he went greedy. Full Ring of Health on Speed. I like this. I like this more than the bracers that people go. I think Hood into Ags is just like it should just be the build. Or Vanguard into Ags. Like some sort of really efficient, like tanky early game item. Big item. Vanguard's nice because you can disassemble it later into Heart and Hood. Eternal Shroud.
It'll be fun to see, what exactly they can do differently here for this mid Pudge. I know, again, you're not a huge fan of it, but perhaps they'll get some different timings with the build.
Yeah, like I said, Speed. Guy's very good at Dota right now. He's exceptionally good at Dota. So they pick it. They're confident, and you can see why. You can see why. Like once again, level 1 flesh heap, not super common even for mid Pudge, but in this matchup, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the harassment, the trade that he can do here against Shadowkey is looking very nice.
Let's see, what has he got coming out? Boots of speed next. Okay.
God continuing to just put pressure over onto Albino Zebra. The DNM is going to get very bold here. Use the dagger, blink forward. Doesn't manage to finish off this Skywrath Mage just yet, so. In the bottom lane, some pressure being placed over on Giant. That battery assault's going to go and pop the Fairy Fire. They're at the Acorn, hoping that it'd be enough slow, but Jupe still will find this kill. Nick is going to follow up a little bit. Does have those axes, but...
Yeah, for the cut, Jubei is definitely the difference maker in that lane because I think Beastmaster, you're feeding him tons of stick charges because of the bristle, and spamming wild axes, like you're not going to beat that in a harass battle. You just walk out of the bristle quills and like he's not going to get you, right? So Jubei is the one that can like turn this lane by actually turning it into kills, and so good on him to set that up there. Like that's the way the cut wins that lane is through kills. But like I said, both of these side lanes are very strange. It's just sticks on everybody and spammable spells. Like everybody's maxing out on stick charges.
It definitely feels like the cut's going for a very tempo-based sort of timing here with that. Also back in the bottom lane. But they're not able to really slow down the farm, I guess is the one thing I'm a bit concerned about here.
Yeah.
Coming out from the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF because, it's a bristleback. And
that's the sticks. That's actually the sticks in the wands. Like legit, you just have tons you're never going to die. You have this 21 wand stack. It's funny because like wands and sticks were so strong in previous patch, but now that salves are nerfed, harass heroes are better, and so sticks are even better.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Definitely doesn't feel like we're going to see that much action, though, with the way that these lanes keep playing out.
Yeah, maybe with the level 6s, we'll see some action. But Speeds, it's topping the net worth with that solo kill that he got.
Oh, man. All right, all right. That's a lot of harassment that got placed out. Gonna try to make some plays, though. Jubei and B-God making their way over. There's only so much that Giant can do, but it's enough. It's enough to push him back, so despite having that haste rune, Jubei's not going to be able to get a kill here. He's going to just make his way back over towards this bottom area.
Now, Shaggy's feeling a little uncertain about going on this Pudge just because of that death that he had earlier.
Yeah.
Like not willing to dive that. And Speed, yeah, he's going for the Vanguard. I think this makes sense. He's playing into a bunch of physical damage. Barring, the Skywrath Mage, it's like the Ember Chip, even Abaddon runs at you, right-clicks you, Bristleback, all of his spells. So Phase Boots, Vanguard, and then eventually, like I said, you can disassemble this into some bigger items that'll be very, very nice in the late game for Pudge.
Lane, pretty quiet again, just kind of smacking each other back and forth between these two heroes. See a little bit of harass coming out from B-God, but it's not not seeing that large amount of aggression with these particular lanes, as they do get a little like support battle.
All right, support fight, let's go.
I don't think Crystal Maiden wins this.
Yeah, nobody goes down. Yeah,
it's just a quiet game. There's just not much to be done just yet.
Yeah, not much kill threat. I mean, the cut, they're waiting for their clockwork to hit 6, and then they can do the big initiations. Shaggy could definitely be doing a lot, but it feels like he's kind of on catch-up mode after the early death that he had, which he is doing quite fine, catching up. He could have chained that into like a bunch of feeds, but he's not.
8-minute rune was bottom, gets a nice hook off, and with that little bit of extra slow, thanks to Albino Zebra, that'll be another kill here for Pudge. Start to get these flesh heaps up.
Speed's playing this very well for silver tier Pudge. Maybe he didn't have Dota Plus, he wasn't a supporter for a while, but now he looks completely comfortable on the hero. He's playing very well. Yeah, those stacks, baby. You know you can take ancient stacks with Pudge now because of Flush Heap.
Get yourself a nice little fairy trinket here, and the soul ring is completed now for Pudge. They have a couple stacks over here in the jungle too that he's going to take advantage of. Uh-oh. Albino Zebra is going to be a sacrifice to the side of the cut. Now DNM, he's going to go hide in this tree line. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to stay here anymore. I'm just going to go mid. I'm going to TP on out and continue my farm. They're hunting through the jungle, though, over on the side of the cut.
They're looking for speed.
There's a courier over there. Yeah, ooh.
Radiant's middle tower
They have a
is
ward,
under
though.
attack.
They do see it. They're trying to make these moves, so it looks like they're going to try to go back in. They find themselves Jubei. Speed trying to get to position. He's like, dude, you got to move. You got to move. I want this. Want to get this hook, but...
He's really going for the angle.
He really is. He's just rotating around these clockwork cogs.
Oh, nice try. Nice
Doesn't
try.
manage to get that, but do put some damage over onto DNM. Shaggy's here. Speed's going to try to find this opening. Gets Dismember off, and they'll follow up with Silence, but the rest of the team over on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF will come in hot here and just help assist, get more kills. 3 dead on the side of the cut. They were trying to find themselves a pick-off and instead find themselves the victims.
I think Shaggy could have remnanted out there, but he really wanted to get that kill on Speed to make up for the death in the laning phase.
I guess.
And I do worry for him that, you know, I've played this Ember versus Pudge a lot. Pudge, it's like if he has a lead, it's just like a man fight of basically 2 heroes rotting each other. 'Cause that's kind of what Ember Spirit spell does, except it doesn't do damage to you, but neither does Pudge's anymore, right? Because you have Flush Heap.
Xena's on. All right, they're gonna just teleport on in. A good hook coming out from Speed, grabs Jubei. It's another stack to add on here, as he would love to get Shaggy, but he's gonna focus on, push out the creeps. Does have Dismember up. He's got the rest of the team behind him now. Lone Neck making his own rotation. I want to put pressure. Giant. The sharpshooter not going to be able to quite land it, but going to go a little bit deeper into the woods here. And now Scourge is joining into the fight. He's going to be able to help protect the tower. He's got the Vanguard online.
Yeah, Scourge is just following around Little Nick on the Beastmaster. That's precisely why Nick went mid instead of pushing bot, which you would normally see from a Beast. Gristle just plants himself in front of the tower, and you're not going to take that. Like, he's going to clear all of your summons. So Nick goes mid instead, forces the TP from Scourge.
Did they make any stacks for him? I don't think so.
For SMD?
For Scourge, yeah.
I don't
see any stacks.
I don't think they had time for it, honestly. And there's also a dire ward in the Ancients, so even if they did, I mean, they would have to deward that first, at the very least.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they didn't have those, but again, they were pretty tied down into the lanes.
Yeah, it felt like it, for sure.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gonna probably get a kill on Albino Zebra here. Yeah, with the Mystic Flare, easy peasy, but the hook play coming out from Speed, the Dismember. Could use a little bit more damage, though. It's not looking great here for them to be able to finish off with the Speed chasing after Shaggy. Nah, they needed a +1 in that case.
I love how Speed is playing this, too. I actually, like, to me, he's playing this perfectly, where...
Oh, they've got the sharpshooter, they've got the break. TPs are coming out. Go for the roar, but gonna be immediately able to just purge it off. Nice shackles holding into place. The hookshot not gonna be able to quite connect here as Lil Nick does get left behind. Giant trying to slow them down a bit using the acorn shot, but not going to be successful.
That is everybody from the cut towards the bot lane, though. I mean, that's all 3 cores in one lane. You're kind of okay with that. And Speed is farming the whole time. I think this is the way you have to play Pudge, honestly. Like, I don't think it's the type of hero that is looking to fight until you get the Ags. And that's how Speed has been playing it, too. Like, he's showing up to fights, but only when it's, like, convenient for him, right? Only when he's in the area. He's like, okay, sure, I'll you know, hook the Ember because he's frostbitten here. But he was farming in the area. Like, this is absolutely, in my opinion, this is the right take on Pudge, is that, like, the Ags is such a strong timing. You just farm for it.
Okay. So you just don't want to force these engagements?
No, like, a lot of people think of Pudge as like, oh, he's an early game hero, get the Flesh Heap stacks, and it's like, well, no, this Ag, it's so strong. Just farm. You have Flesh Heap. You know, you don't take any damage from Rot. He farms so quickly.
I mean, he still has these Flash Sheeps already online. He's had a very good game so far. Nice hook shot in from Jubei, the Mystic Flare. able to blow up DNM. So now they're gonna go and use the Crystal Maiden ultimate, see if they can slow down. Jubei is taking so much damage on this backline. He's going to fall. They're also going to lose Radix. So they hit back. Can they get themselves more, though, is the question. Speed looking for this opening. They throw out the axes. A little bit of an acorn shot as Scourge going back in, starts stacking up all the quills and goo and whatnot. Speed trying to find an angle over here. It's just gonna casually hit some of these creeps while he waits patiently. Is rooted into place. To toss out a hook. Not gonna be able to land it. It looks like the engagement is over.
Yes. Speed is super tanky in that fight. Like, you just see he's not going down with these items.
He's got 7 flesh heap stats already.
Yeah, the way that you kill him is with Scourge McDuck later on in the game. Once he gets the big stacks of his ultimate, that's the only way to really kill the Pudge. I don't think he just casually goes down to like Ember damage. You can also, I think Clockwork Hook and Sky Ult can probably kill him too. But they use that on the carry and the support and the backline, and that was absolutely worth it.
It was a good combination with that Mystic Flare too, but well, they find themselves an Nova and a Zebra.
That's free, yeah.
That's a rare Zebra, and that's a dead Zebra as well.
Yeah, that's who you want to die.
Under attack.
Position 5 walking into the smoke instead of one of the carries. Does mean that the Cut finally get this tower though.
Cut's also getting closer and closer towards this Agnum Scepter. They've got almost all the pieces here for Mr. Scourge McDuck.
Yeah, Speed on the other hand though, also close to his Ags. I don't know what's a stronger timing. Those are both two very... I mean, it's like two giant AoE slow timings on both of them. They're both very good. I guess you could argue maybe Bristles, because in this game, there's... The minus armor is very strong, and there's all the beast units, whereas with Pudge, there's not much, like, healing reduction that needs to be done.
Oh, they got a Wraith Pack online, too, now for the Abaddon. Radix has been busy.
Yeah, he's really... I mean, he's really going to keep his team alive in this game.
Yeah. That's exactly what they want to do.
Maxing Q as well, so he really is playing support from the off lane.
Oh, such a gross hero.
Yeah.
DNM is kind of struggling a little bit, trying to find these openings, get the farm. Not sitting at the top of the net worth by any means. Been a little bit difficult for him. But Nick and Speed on his team, they have been having a good time, so it's going to be up to them to try to buy this time, make this tempo, so that way the Phantom Assassin will be able to catch up eventually. But they're over in the Roche pit now. Have a lot of negative armor. 7 stacks over on this Roche. 8 stacks of Warpath over on Mr. McDuck. So, yeah, this should just be an easy Roche for the side of the Cut.
Yeah, this is a PA problem right now, right? PA is not ready to fight yet, and the Cut is 5-manning. It's like, what do? You 4v5? That feels really risky. So probably the right choice to not fight that for 5RATFORCESTAFF.
Nice hook shot over onto Nick, and they go and drag him out of those cogs. Nice play here, but he's still going to be rooted into place. Looks like he's thinking about going for the roar, but decides, nah, my team, they want to back off. We're not going to waste this right now.
Yeah, this is a really strong timing for the Cut. That's one thing. I mean, we talked about like which Ag's timing is stronger, Pudge's or Bristles. I guess Bristles, you can take Roche with it. So now like Pudge has the Ags, but it feels kind of bad to fight right now. I mean, unless you get a nice hook into the tower, then we're talking a different story here.
That is true. Slow down Radix a little bit, put some pressure down. Combine Zebra getting a little excited, get the break applied over to Radix, but...
Oh, no. That was a nice try. That was a nice one. You can see the exact angle he was going for there.
My favorite is still earlier, watching him try to sidestep around the PA the entire time to get to Jubei. That was great. But you're gonna have to go on the defensive a bit here for the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF right now, with that Aegis being aligned for the Bristle. And they're putting the pressure down on these towers.
Shaggy's got his Deso now too. So the Deso AoE with the obviously Sleight of Fist, minus armor, Orb of Corrosion, minus armor, Bristleback, minus armor. Like, this is a lot of damage on some low armor heroes.
That courier. Nothing too much of value, just the TP and the clarity for DNM, but don't want to be losing that, and they'll get a nice D-ward over here on the mid lane. Nice hook, though. Again, this is the guy who's got the Aegis. They even go for the Crystal Maiden ulti on top of it. They want to see if they can burn it, but the shield doing so much. Just not able to take out Scourge yet.
Dire's structures are fortified.
That was a great try. I mean, I like the attempt. Just with Rajik's having Wraith Pact and all of his heals, it's a little too much. But that was an excellent attempt. And I like
But look at the zoo. Look at the zoo in the other lane. They are putting pressure on the tier 1, so even though they are not able to do anything really to this fight here in this middle, still will be able to get themselves something here in the top lane.
Yeah, the 5RATFORCESTAFF, the call they're making right now is to just like poke mid and, you know, casually like press spells, try to defend for as long as possible. And then on the flip side, they're doing some slow pushing and also DNMS farming. So I think they're pretty comfortable with slowing the pace of the game down, which is exactly what they're trying to do.
They're looking to reclaim their triangle over on the side of 5RAT. Scourge Mixax already left the area, though. He's gotten what he needs, but there's a lot of people down there. They ping out. They want this to land a stun or something to ensure they can get the break. Oh, it's
nice
just a little
try.
too short. All those stacks of Warpath make Scourge very, very fast.
You see the net worth? Like, this is what's a little weird about Pudge mid versus Pudge carry.
Yeah.
Is that I feel like this is the type of hero that wants to take farm, but taking farm from like a PA carry feels weird. Now to the point he's got the ag, so it's like flipping, where like now he can run around and do stuff and PA can farm.
Yeah.
But like this is the problem that I have with the Pudge mid is that, yeah, you end up top net worth, which I think that's how you should play it if you're playing in another core role. But it does end up taking away from the carry. To be fair, it is a PA, so she naturally is not going to farm that much until she has the Battle Fury.
Do you think it would be different if they had a different core?
Yeah, I would love to see Pudge mid with someone like Leshrac as a carry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that, definitely.
That's my idea behind playing Pudge in another role to carry, is you pick semi-carries.
Oh, the hook shot in from Jubei from downtown. Plus the Mystic Flare. That is a very dead Phantom Assassin.
You see what I mean? She's farming in crazy locations.
Yeah.
Like Pudge and Beastmaster, they're going to take everything else from you. Like, both of those heroes farm a lot.
But I mean, that also lends it to the idea that you were saying that you'd rather see Pudge more in like a position 1 sort of situation.
Yeah, that's precisely why.
Yeah.
It's like not a knock on speed. Obviously, he's playing incredibly well.
Doing very well.
Like, even with the hooks, a lot of the time you see these like mid players, they play Pudge when it's a good Pudge mid patch, and they're really good at everything other than the hooking. Like, Speed is actually good at the hooks as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing the Flesh Sheep and that like new tech, but he's also even when he misses the hooks, you can see what he was going for, and they were like solid ideas.
So it is just a kind of a very interesting game with what heroes are being played here and how the lanes were set up. So, a couple neutral items though getting dropped. Scourge McDuck finding a bunch of those. Pupil's Gift and Embrace, and the Aegis does get reclaimed. So, that little bit of an advantage now.
Dire's bottom
5RAT, I think they're still waiting for PA Agshard and PA BKB. Even though you're playing into all this minus armor and physical damage, I still think if you can't get Good, and if you can't get like Searing Chains into Sky ult, you're on PA, you're more than happy and you're gonna survive the fight. But she needs a break against Bristle, she needs a BKB to survive.
Yeah.
How close is she? Decently close.
Radiant are scanning.
We're getting there. That BKB seems really important though.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely is. And then maybe they don't need to wait for the Ag Shard timing on PA because they do have the Hoodwink already, so it's like a bit of a scuffed version of that. Like, the Ag Shard on PA is definitely a much more consistent because you just press W on the Bristle and he's broken, right? Hoodwink, you actually have to hit the skill shot.
You got to line it up. You got to have something like, you know, a Pudge Dismember, like a Roar or something.
Yeah, which is not always going to be the case on the Bristle.
Felt Kuros completed now for Scourge. He is a big boy.
Yeah, he's huge. I like the AC. He had a Sanjin Yasha queued up, which is good for damage, and I mean, great on Bristle because you have all these right-click talents now. But the AC is for sieging. They want to end out the game early. They don't want to go late against PA, like as we talked about, because of the break mechanic that you're playing into, like very good counter to Bristle. So they're trying to take buildings. I think this is the right move.
You have the Lotus Orb though picked up now, so they've got another form of save. They got ways to bounce back some of these spells here. Mostly for this spell though. Speed. Okay, they had the vision from the Hawk. Went for that dive bomb, but not gonna be able to connect the hook.
Shaggy's very close to his BKB. And then he feels very strong in this game. He's going for a Radiant. Huh. So, I mean, I think the idea behind this is that he feels like late game his Bristle is going to be countered by PA. And so they need multiple ways of scaling into the late game. It's not just going to be like, oh, Bristle will 1v5. We hope, you know.
Oh, man. This PA's got to be so careful. She's so close to finishing up this BKB.
Yeah.
And she's dancing right on the line against the cut right now.
No TP scroll also down here.
I mean, the rest of the team. Oh, they spot.
Invis. He's Invis, so. Good timing on the Invis, for sure.
A tool to teach. Regeneration.
Now they smoked up over on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF, hoping to back up their PA, hoping to get some sort of a pick off, but Jubei just teleporting out and. All right.
Oh, the Hawk.
The Hawk. They'll find themselves a Crystal Maiden, so that's going to be the start.
Yeah.
Roar play coming out, but again, they have the shield, so they just purge it right off the Scourge. And then another Mystic Floor, there we go.
I gotta say, Abaddon has looked really good in both games we've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I mean, the healing element is obviously really great for laning, but it seems like also there's just a lot of things in the meta that are countered by a Photic Shield. Like sometimes the spells are just very strong based on certain things being in the meta. Like Beast is the top tier offlaner right now. Maybe Beast or Visage, you could argue, depending on the region. But yeah, Beast is very solid, and obviously you can see what the Abaddon shield does against that.
I'm not entirely sold that I love him in the position 3. I think I like him as a support a little bit more. But Radix is making it look very nice. For sure.
I thought you were talking about the Beast. I was like, what the?
No. Sorry, it's late. We're hitting some crazy territory as the Sharpshooter does not connect. They do get the kill on Bigot, though, on the back lines. Final Zebra trying to just get off as much damage as possible. The hook shot comes through from Jubei. They'll clean up, so they end up losing DNM. DNM, he's back up here. But
he still did not use his BKB for that whole fight. He killed B-God without that. I mean,
yeah.
It's infuriating to play Skywrath Mage versus PA. It's just not a good matchup. You're paper thin, and she can always jump you, your backliner. Like, he's got a Ghost Scepter queued up in a blink. I think the Ghost Scepter after that fight probably comes first.
These Hawks, oh god.
You know what I don't get is the noise it makes when the Hawk jumps in. It sounds like a rock being thrown off of like a bridge.
It's a dive bomb.
Yeah, but it's a bird. What is it? The bird made of 100% bone? Why is it making that noise?
Okay, first of all, bird bones are hollow.
Okay, well then it definitely shouldn't make that noise.
But it's still a thunk.
And how do
you would
you know
still
that?
have a thunk. How do I know bird bones are hollow?
Yes, that's a BSJ fact. I would expect him to know that.
No.
Because he eats the bird bones. Anyway, smoke up here. 5RATFORCESTAFF. Smoke for dewarding, it looks like. They maybe thought Roche was the play.
Well, we're sending the bird over too, again, trying to get some information.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not sure how they approach the cut right now. I think that's one of the difficulties, because they do need this initiation. They do have the BKB on the Phantom Assassin now, so it does make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, it does feel like last game with the Alchemist, except the flip side of that, where right now there's not much of an answer for Bristle. Although I say that, DNM has the Aghanim Shard.
There we go.
But Bristle's got a lot of net worth, and a BKB now too, so the BKB's nice, because when you get broken, you just press the BKB, and then by the time the BKB's over, the break is on cooldown, right? So
right. I do like how the supports have itemized with the Force Staff, because they know they have to get out of the Clockwork Cogs, they have to get out of, the Mystic Flare. So they've got that picked up. But they're in this pit again, they want the second Roche.
Can you dispel the PA Phantom Knives? I'm pretty sure you can. But, have you seen that? I know you can dispel the Hoodwink break.
I'm not sure. Maybe with the hard dispel? Aegis. Going over to Scourge yet again. 4K net worth lead at 28 minutes in. 5RATs are trying to figure out the angle, but they smoke up over on B-God and Jubei. Speed. Also looking for a quick grab here. Shaggy gonna wander over. He's on the high
Oh, he's got
ground.
the
They've got the
gem.
dive bomb. Okay, this time around, they should be able to lock down this Ember, but they even go for the roar on top of it. They want to make sure that Shaggy cannot be a part of this fight, but they have to be careful. Jubei was looking for the hook shot, not gonna be able to connect it.
Yeah, that's an Arcos Shaggy move right there. Walking in and dying with the gem. That's
Yeah, that feels bad, that gem. You don't want to lose that.
Shaggy classic. You know, sometimes he gets a little in over his head, steps out of position.
Who doesn't, though? We all do sometimes.
I think he was going to maybe buy the Demon Edge from the secret shop. He was doing a little too much shopping
Yeah, I
there.
think that ward was pretty fresh, too, over there from the Crystal Maiden. Yeah. All right, another smoke play. They realize, all right, there's no Shaggy on board right now. Let's see if we can get ourselves another pick. But we'll not find Scourge, we'll not find Jubei. They have already made their way to the top lane area, so they're gonna maybe make their way through, put down some wards, and try to get more information.
DNM, I mean, he's coming back on farm, as you would expect. A PA with the Battle Fury. Hero farms very slowly until you get to that point. But yeah, it is closing in on that point where the cut needs to be very worried about the strength of the PA.
Oh, nice hook shot coming in from Jubei. And again, we get these nice cogs that are going to be able to separate the fight. Speed, though, he's very tanky. He does have those flash heaves, but they're going to be able to hold him into place. Dismember coming out and throw the Lotus down. Albino Zebra on the back line, trying to just get as much damage off as possible. They do manage to take the MB go, but they're going to end up losing Albino Zebra.
That's a lot of gold that Scourge just got for Speed. My boy has 1,000 gold for that. That was I think that was a pretty big, 5-0 streak from Speed.
He's playing quite well, but it's proven to be a bit difficult here for the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. Blink Dagger does get picked up, though, for Beastmaster. It's going to be able to have some better positioning. Sure, we're going to see him continue to try to do some split pushing, but the cut's bringing the action to them now over on the Dire side.
Damn, they're just going straight high ground.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no creep wave. Oh, there's a catapult. All
just
right.
one Cardi. That's all they need. The fortification coming out.
Dude, this thing has minus 14 armor on it, the tower. Like, this thing is melting.
Yeah.
They don't want to buy back on Speed. This is a Rex.
Yeah. You have to be careful. They might get even more than that, because Scourge is feeling very powerful right now. Look at the dive bomb off over onto Radrix. So, pin him into a tree. Pours out that ultimate. Break does connect over onto Scourge, but no one's in position to go and follow up.
Radrix
They
is dead
go
here.
in for the roar, so they will finally get Radrix. That's going to have to be it, though, right now.
Well, I don't think the cut was really expecting to get a barracks in the next, couple of minutes, a few moments ago. But, yeah, just one pick off, and 5RAT didn't want to buy back, and they just take a free Rex. That's the itemization coming into play from the cut. Keeping the Orb of Corrosion on Ember, the Desolator, Assault Cuirass. Even though their heroes, like, traditionally are not that good at sieging, maybe barring Abaddon to a degree, they're very good at sieging with these items.
Now, I'm not super familiar on, like, we're seeing a lot of different tests with this Pudge, whether it's the position 1 or position 2. And he did go for the Lotus Orb. Would a Blink have been something that possibly would have been good to pick up here? Just for the lockdown?
I think Blink's fine. I'd be more...
Oh, no, Nick.
I think Shiva's is very good for kiting, but a lot of what I'm seeing is like plate mail BKB, because you can see in the last fight, the hero's so fat and slow. You just get kited.
That is kind of his brand.
Yeah, I know it is. But, yeah, you need the BKB at a certain point, which is why a lot of people go plate mail into BKB, because you need the armor as well.
Right.
His hero's stats are atrocious.
Okay, that's a good hook here. Or is it? I'm not 100% sure. Okay, they do get the break applied, so that is going to be the Aegis. Can they finish off Jubei? Gonna go for the hook. They've got it. Shaggy diving onto the back lines, though, gets killed on Albino Zebra. They have the lockdown, though, for Shaggy. There's going to be the buyback coming up for the Crystal Maiden. They'll take down Shaggy. They're going to try to turn this back around. They get a stun off over onto Scourge. Speed, though, he's looking not so great as they're going to use the Force Staff. They're trying to run away, but look at all this goo, all this nastiness as they take down 2. They're going after DNM. That's a triple kill now here for Scourge McDuck. More buybacks coming out. They are not pleased about this.
All right, Shaggy, relax, dude. Let's relax. He bought travels. He buys back and instantly gets travels and comes to this fight.
Hook landing over onto Radix. This is looking like... Oh, but they go right back in again. So they end up losing Ratchet, but they get the roar off. They turn right back around. Can they put off enough damage? They have the break. Yes, they will. They'll kill Scourge, but it's a godlike 9 times kill streak that's just been ended. And look at the gold that Speed just got.
As Speed went for the hook cooldown talent, which is not what you normally see at level 20. And when you're playing Core Pudge, and man, is it working out for him. That's like 2 or 3 crucial hooks in that fight that he was hitting. Shaggy diving a little bit too deep, not having the mana to Remnant out or the cooldown available. And just diving really... I mean, these guys, you can tell they smell blood in the water. Like, they thought this was their moment to win the game. So they dive a little bit too deep. They do get a bunch of kills as a result of this, but the buybacks come out. ForceStaff, very effective. Yeah, well, at least they're having fun with it. They still feel in control of the game, but the question is for how long?
That is a very fast, large man running around on that Pudge with a haste rune. My god. Speed gaming.
Yeah, he's a juicy boy.
All right, well, starting to get a little bit later here.
Shaggy queues up the Lincoln Sphere after he gets dismembered to death in that fight. Also playing into the Primal Roar, so both of these abilities piercing BKB.
They have the Fey Grenade though.
Yeah, I mean whatever. That's you can't be like, oh, they have the Fey Grenade, can't get Lincolns.
True, it's just it's a frustrating thing, right?
Yeah.
You spend all that money on
the one
on
neutral
Lincolns.
item that can cancel Lincolns.
Yeah.
That's definitely definitely an oversight, I would say. PA Dagger also cancels the Lincolns through BKB. So
that's true.
That doesn't slow
They have
through
options.
BKB.
They've got 4 staves as well. Staves? 4 staves?
Yeah, but it means you have to put more, like, you have to have more heroes there available to kill the Ember. It's like PA has to be there, right? Instead of like...
Yeah, but I feel like 5RATFORCESTAFF, they're just going to be grouped together at this point. They're not going to go breaking off on...
Yeah, but what if PA dies? You know, like that's my point.
That's true.
Like,
That is very
like
true.
There's situations where I still think the Lincolns is really good. Like just because they have Lincolns cancels doesn't mean you can't go for Lincolns. Maybe like the argument is like if they have too many Lincolns cancels that are easy, you go for Eon Disc instead. But I also feel like a lot of the Lincolns cancelers are like poke things, which are also good at proccing the Eon Disc. You know, like if you get daggered by PA.
Yeah.
That Eon Disc just gets procced, and you're like, well, shit, what do I do now?
Pudge is also looking to get himself the shard now. It's on the list here, you know?
It's just such a good shard. Yeah, you have to go for that even as a core position Pudge. Being able to save your team is very high value. And maybe that's why Speed actually went for the hook cooldown talent, is that he thinks that the Dismember is more like, I'm going to use this to save my team.
That's possible. Smoke play coming out from the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. They're going to venture outside of their base, see if they can catch any stragglers. And they do go for the scan. They realize that they're making their way over now. So the cut, going to be prepared. They're going to back over to their high ground. They're going to group up a bit.
There's something inherently funny about seeing a Pudge smoked up, just fat farting on a creep wave. I don't know. That never gets old. Just like, I'm not here, guys. Like, bro, we see the wave dying quickly and fart all around it. What do you... Not subtle.
All right. Satana completed now. Roche is up. This is a big one. Going for the fishing hook. Not going to be able to quite land it. Have to reset over on the side of 5RATs.
It's such a low cooldown that you can just throw them out.
They've got the. They also have the frost ogre.
Frost Ogre.
The ice frostbitten ogre or whatever that has the the cooldown.
Ancient Ice Shaman.
The shaman. Here.
That's actually the Ice Fire Bomb one. Moxie.
Sorry.
That's not the cooldown reduction one.
So I thought that would be very cool though, right? Like, no pun intended. The fact that, you know, you'd have this punch hook that would be able to have a lower cooldown on top of that.
Yeah, 7.1 seconds instead of 8. Or 7.2.
It matters. It's gonna be the third Aegis. A nice hook shot coming in from Jupiter, but they have the 4 staff. The Atos though coming. They need the other Atos. They need to get them out of there, and it's still gonna be a dead Nick. It's gonna get back into this fight as they pop the BKB on Speed. And back off a little bit. Let's go for the hook play. Managing to grab Shaggy, but not going to be able to go and lock him down. As again, Nick needs to be careful. Uses the roar. They'll throw out the dagger. The jump, though, they'll be able to get Rajix. Rajix is down. Looking to re-engage now. You can see that jetpack. Giant. Oh no, the hook! The hook comes out! Oh, God, that is a tip moment now as Speed trying to close it to get the enough. He's here. He still gets himself the triple. The breaker, though, it gets applied over onto the Bristle. They've got to get over there, though. They've got to get there fast enough, and that's going to be the Aegis of Shaggy now. He's going to try to get some more here, but they'll turn their attention right back to Scourge. They get a bash hit. They'll end up losing Nick. That is a buyback on Nick. It's a dieback on top of everything else as they do manage to go and hook Scourge away. Not sure if that's good. Oh, that'll still be the play, though. They still get the job done. The jump forward over onto B-God. They're going to try to just take out the Sky with Managers. They should be able to do it. So, big turn around here for the side of 5RAT. A lot of buybacks expended, though.
Yeah, the thing is, with that fight, it's like this is one of those crazy late game fights where the cut, they had buybacks and they used them, but they just couldn't get there in time. There's nowhere to TP to. As, I mean, the hook misses here, but it's like he hits an even more crucial one later on in the fight. Jubei goes down anyway. He buys back. Well, he does eventually. This hook coming in, I don't know if we're going to see it on the replay, but where he hooks him to the top right. That is very impactful, separating the Bristle from the fight. Kites out the BKB too, so like he can be broken now when this BKB comes off cooldown. And yeah, this is the part. It's like the fact that he's all the way up there, away from Shaggy, who can help. Very impactful repositioning there from Speed. So it's like he misses the first. It looks goofy.
Oh boy.
He hits the one that matters. That's a lot of buybacks, though, from both sides, so this game can go either way at any moment. This Rax advantage doesn't matter at all at this point.
The only people that buyback left are Scourge and Giant, so...
Yes.
DNM will have it fairly soon, about 45 seconds left. Albino Zebra, 25.
Yeah, the Scourge buyback is
That's
big
a big
here.
one.
And DNM, too. Like, these are the big ones.
And he is the kind of hero that's going to be able to really skirmish, like both of these.
Yeah, I agree.
So
like,
even if they do go down, it's not like you're sitting there waiting for something like an exorcism to come back up.
Exactly. And also, both heroes, I think, have to have a lot of spells pumped into them to kill them. So dying and then coming back is super value on these heroes. Because, like, if you kill a Bristle once, like, killing him a second time, I mean, that's hard. If you don't have a PA.
Big item timing, though. We do have the Aghanim Scepter completed now for Rajix, and then we did to see a Blink get picked up for Scourge.
Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Interesting. He's going to Blink and try to get the backliners. It looks like. Also, Blink is a nice item for playing around counters in general, like AA versus Huskar, something like that.
Right.
Because like you can pick and choose your fights, right? Like you can blink out if the fight looks bad, or you can blink and like jump the CM to start the fight, jump the PA, whatever. Like it just gives you more choice.
Oh, they're set up
in the fight.
They were hoping that DNM would come forward there. They're just hiding in the tree line, but not gonna take the bait this time. 5RAT, they're grouped together. They're like, no one's showing on this map. This seems very unsafe.
Yeah, this game is tense. I mean, it can go either way.
Close. It's like a 2K net worth lead at 42 minutes in.
Yeah, unimpactful. So unimpactful. Like either team could lose this in an instant, which is why you can see that both sides are being very safe. Because they realize like a single death on one of these heroes, and you can't TP to a fight, even with buyback, and all of a sudden your whole team dies, no buyback. And then your buyback is like, well, yeah, you're alive, but 1v4, what are you going to do?
Yeah, B-God holding on to that ninja gear too. Wants to ensure that he doesn't immediately just get blown up by one of these assassins, as we've been discussing the entire night.
Yeah, that's a nice item for backliners.
You have to come home, though. Scourge putting pressure on the tower. It's got the Lincolns placed on him currently.
Jeez, gotta be careful, man.
Okay, Hook's not going to connect. They already popped the BKB, though, over on DNM, so...
That's a long ult.
Potential. Yeah, that is a very long ulti, as they do get to dismember the drag back. The root into place over onto Speed. There's going to be the hook shot coming out from Jubei. A lot of goo and stuff being sloshed around her. Shaggy jumping onto these back lines. They see Speed. They're going to get a bash off over here on the side. They still managed to take down Jubei. Somehow Speed's still alive despite everything, though. Shaggy's going to chase after him. He's going to be able to get the kill on Speed. Speed going to buy back Albino Zebra, though. He was able to get a very big ultimate. More buybacks coming out. DNF jumping forward. They're going to focus down over onto Rajix. They're going to hold over onto Scourge McDix, and they just can't seem to do it because he does have the axe. They need to focus Skirt, so Shaggy's got himself a triple kill as he kills Lil Nick. Lil Nick is not going to be available. Dismember comes up, and they go right back in again. Look at this damage. It's looking bad. Speed Heat will finally fall. DNM continuing to throw out some of these daggers. He's feeling a little unsafe right now. They're trying to chase after them here. Radjix, he's been just on point with all of these shields throughout these fights.
Yeah, and his ult is up in 15 seconds. You can tell that. You can tell that 5RATFORCESTAFF, they're not used to seeing this Abbott on Ags. I mean, who is? But
such a long duration. What's the actual timing on it now?
9-second duration on a 32-second cooldown. So this thing has almost 1/3 uptime. Like, they go on him, they're like, okay, his ult is like halfway over because it was 3 seconds. So they all jump him. And it's like, no, there's 6 seconds left on that. That's a normal Abaddon ult.
They won't know what hit them.
And then it's just up again to use in a second time. I mean, this Ags is
it's super value.
ridiculous.
Super value in this fight as well. Like, just...
that was an insane fight. Shaggy got about, I don't know, 8 or 10 sleight of fists off during that whole fight too. But he was able to just constantly chip away at them.
I mean, this is like probably his best hero, is the Ember.
Yeah, this is his best hero, for sure.
He definitely feels the most comfortable on this.
Shaggy Ember is something to behold, unless you're playing as Pudge in the early game.
It's been a while since he's probably had to deal with a Pudge mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't do much without Speed being up here.
He's important. Yeah, he's very important. Is DNM, does he have a Rapier queued up or anything?
He's got the Nullifier he just completed.
He's got 4,300 gold, so he could go for a Rapier pretty soon.
Going for these megas. Jump forward, though, over onto Radjix. Again, I'm not sure what's going on here, what the idea is, but the BKB over on DNM, okay, uses the Satanic, back up to his health here. He's going to try to fight with Scourge, fight with everyone, but he's just left all alone on his own little island. Nick can't find the opening here. Just going to continue to try to get this lifesteal up, and he's surviving a decent amount of time, but eventually he's going to fall to Radjix. It'll be finally that roar coming out from Nick, but it's just too late. They won't buy back on the PA, though. He's going to try and get back into this fight. Giant trying to find the opening. Speed, he's up. He's looking for a hook. He's looking if he can just close the gap, but he just doesn't have the means to it. So it looks like they're going to have to satisfy themselves with taking out Jubei. Down for 52 seconds, but they've got to deal with all of these mega creeps now that are going to be going into their base.
They did not get
No,
the
they didn't get the last
actually.
racks,
Yeah,
actually. I just noticed that.
There was a... Maybe they could focus fire it, but it's really difficult, like a late game situation, to make that call to go for it, because like they were also killing heroes very quickly, right? You kill a hero without buyback, it's like this Rax doesn't matter. You're gonna win the game anyway. But yeah, in that fight, like once again, Rajit, he's just so tanky with the Abaddon ult. I love the Blink Dagger pickup too, by the way, because he can just go bait a bunch of spells with the ult and then just blink out by the end of it, and then kite for 20 seconds, and all of a sudden the ult's up again. They can do it a second time. And who bought back? I mean, let's see what
the PA had to buy back.
So there's one buyback. It's Nick. Nick has got buyback, and he does have gold for it too.
That felt like a very late roar. Was it just?
I mean, it's really hard to roar in this game.
Yeah, there was a lot
shield.
going on, trying to get the right angles too and hit the right people, but.
I don't think it's very hard to have impact with roar in this particular game. It's like it's really all about speed, hitting a nice hook and getting in there and like dismembering the right target. I hate to say it, but like him going in and dismembering, a backliner or SMD while he's facing the right direction, something like that, I think is...
They can't let them take this Roche. It's gonna go down so freaking fast though. Jubei in position to break any sort of smokes coming through. It's already gone. It's gone.
What's SMD's plus damage?
We've got the Skyros Mage Axe. All right. They've got themselves Jubei. Speed going in for the hook. Not going to be able to quite find Nick, though. He dies immediately. He's going to have to go buy back DNM, though. Managing to find the kill over on the side. We've got two separate fights going on here. It's looking real spooky right now because they end up losing Giant. Shaggy still looking for opening, trying to see who else he can pick off. They've already managed to go and teleport out DNM, though. He's left all alone. He's going to fight his way through, and it's looking very, very dangerous. And uses that nullifier over onto Skyros Mage. Gets the break off over onto multiples. It is DNM versus the world right now as Nick tries to get in here, but it's just not going to be enough. He is killed. And now Lil Nick, oh, this is looking bad. He's going to die back on top of everything else. 3 heroes all on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. They are dead. They have the Aegis on Skirts. They're just going to go running right down mid.
Yeah, Jubei being the guy that gets gone on there, actually very... That's ideal. That's ideal. He's the one guy...
There's a hook shot. And that's a dead CM. Speed, he's alive, but for how much longer is the question, as he's just running around in circles in these cogs, and eventually they will surround him. That is a full team wipe.
Yeah.
This is looking like the end. Indeed it is.